In the early 1920s, the structure of local government in Pennsylvania was in a state of flux. Joseph Uncle Joe Hunter, the township commissioner of the State Highway Department, and his assistant H.A. Cappy Thompson saw the need for a state organization that would serve as the united voice of township government, leading to the birth of the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors. Over the past 100 years, PSATS has grown greatly. 3 different buildings, 5 executive directors, and 46 presidents. From roads and bridges to unfunded mandates, PSATS always makes sure that the voices of the townships are loud and clear. To celebrate its centennial, PSATS reflects on the mission, challenges, and memories that helped shape the association into what it is today.
PSATS' mission is to preserve local democracy and local government. So everybody in this building starts every day with the goal and objective of how can we help local officials keep that common sense approach for their citizens and taxpayers, and delivering the best quality government at the most affordable price.
Some of the challenges that were here when I started in '76 are still here. Examples: funding for road, whether it's maintenance or new construction, stormwater management. When I first started, 2 big bills were passed: floodplain, stormwater. They're still a major issue today.
Roads and bridges and transportation funding has been important since the beginning. They talked about it at the 50th anniversary, they talked about it at the 75th anniversary, and we'll be talking about it again at the 100th anniversary. But so many mandates have come from both Washington and Harrisburg that have made new duties for township supervisors, a lot more compliance, a lot more mandates, and still not a lot of money to accomplish those tasks. So it's often said that, at the township level, they don't have the option to just go out and raise taxes, partly because your residents don't want you to, and mostly because they know where you live, because you're in their community with them. So you try and figure out how to get things done affordably and from a common sense perspective.
People are reluctant to go and talk to their state legislators or even their county commissioners, but they're not afraid to go and talk to their township supervisors because it's a guy across the street or something. And, townships are the closest government to the people. There are people who believe that townships should not exist. But the bottom line is, when you look at it, the biggest bang for the buck comes from your township.
Some things never change. Other things have substantially changed. Environmental issues, things that were never even thought of back in '76, like cell towers, 5G. So what has happened is the association has grown to get more expertise, to be able to answer the questions or to steer our members in the right direction in order to get the answers. When I started, I was the 9th employee. Today, there's over 3 times that many employees that work here. It progressed into more of the legislation, staff to take care of the convention. The trustees grew, magazine grew, everybody just grew.
Yeah, and I remember this building being built. In fact, Ed Goodhart and I cut the ribbon for the grand opening here. I was real proud, to be perfectly honest with you. I had to throw a couple digs into Goodhart, which I do normally, but other than that, I thought it was a great move forward for this association.
The growth that we've seen here is possible through technology. We're representing over 1,450 townships, and we're very diverse. But in order to carry that on through the pandemic, we went virtual. A lot of technology has been upgraded over the years so that we can do a lot of the things that we never used to be able to do.
We recently launched a daily newsletter that was a result of COVID. We have a video news program as well as our website. Technology has really enabled us to take what were thousands of local officials and be able to get a message out to them much more quickly and much more cohesively.
The township conference, which in my early years, in the 70s and early 80s, was a convention, that evolved into a tremendous educational conference, tremendous growth, and continues to do so.
We've had a number of township supervisors over the years that have become state legislators. And of course, we look to those people because they were a township supervisor. We look to those people to help us in our endeavors.
Any elected official is going to listen to those people that he or she perceives got him elected. PSATS has a big role in looking out for legislation that might hurt second-class townships. So it's very important that PSATS have a presence on the Hill. And so I work closely with Elam Herr and other people from PSATS when I was a legislator because they knew that I had a soft spot for local government, having served there, and that I would listen to them.
A lot of these individuals who run for office, local office, are doing something for their community. And if they then run for a House seat or a Senate seat, they understand what happens back home.
When those people decide to make that decision to run for a higher office, they've gained the respect from the people.
We've seen supervisors go on to be county commissioners and state representatives and state senators, and we've even had one supervisor who went on to become governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 44th governor of the...
Thank you. Thank you.
My relationship with PSATS goes back probably now close to 40 years. I look back not just on the 40 years, but my first 8 in public life as a township supervisor, and my ability to contribute to sensible decisions that led to wise development and growth in our community were a consequence of the kind of training and fellowship and leadership opportunities extended to me by the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors. I think all that I managed to experience in terms of allies and colleagues in PSATS helped me become a stronger township supervisor, a more effective township supervisor. And without PSATS as a resource, I, so to speak, would have been on my own.
I joined PSATS when I was a township supervisor in Lower Gwinnett because I was desperate for information on how to do my job. PSATS had a convention every year where you could go and take classes in different things. And so I used PSATS as a resource to learn how to do things as a township supervisor and to learn how other townships were doing it. I do think that public service at the local government level opens doors and opportunities to you. When people see that you can handle your own township responsibilities well, they say, hey, maybe we need her at the county. And there are lots of former supervisors who rose to county commissioner or rose to senator or House member or even Congress. Doing a good job as a township supervisor is one way to attract attention.
I think the future for PSATS is without limit. People are always going to care about their communities. They're always going to want to make it a better place for their kids and their grandkids. And as long as there's a federal government that makes rules and mandates and a state government that makes rules and mandates, there is always going to be a place for an organization like us who helps decipher and give guidance on how to get through that and follow the law, but do it from a common sense perspective.
PSATS is, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, looking ahead of what's coming and helping townships prepare for that, they have a future.
It takes courage to run, it takes courage to serve. But you have to know what the job of local government is. I think it's very important as each new generation takes over at local government that they have a place where they can go to do what I did and learn how to do the job well.
The future for PSATS, I think, is pretty bright. And I think it's bright because of the people that we have working for us here in this building, our leadership, our staff, our members, and the need for those people to work for the future.
We have got to be comfortable accenting the prominence and the common sense that local government officials and townships bring to policy making and everyday operations. There has to be a strident voice on their behalf, and that's PSATS. It was Thomas Jefferson that said that the best government is close to the people.
PSATS itself, it's not the building, it's not the staff, it's the membership. So as long as people are elected who want to have their community move into the future, PSATS has a vital role.